Hi, welcome back to the Reload Bench. So I hope everybody had a safe and productive Labor Day weekend. It's kind of the unofficial end of summer, at least around here where the summers are way too short. And this weekend I went out scrounging for supplies, not really knowing what I would find. It's not that I was desperate for anything, but if I see something and I think it's a fair price and I have the means to acquire it, I'm going to go ahead and do that. Now, over the weekend, I did some shooting, which I haven't done in a while. And that's by choice, and it's really not that important to me to get out to the range. I understand the whole bit about shooting is perishable. It is to a certain point. I mean, don't get me wrong. If it's been a while since I've shot, I'm a little bit rusty, and there's a few things that maybe I kind of maybe forgot how to do, and then as soon as I start doing it, it comes back to me. But it's kind of like riding a bike. So I don't expect my accuracy to be that good when I haven't shot in a while. I don't expect my accuracy to be that good when I'm firing a new gun for the first time. I don't expect my accuracy to be that good when I'm firing in low light or anything else that kind of blocks my visibility. There are different reasons why accuracy is affected, but for the most part, for me, the whole it's a perishable skill thing isn't an issue. Overall, it comes right back to me, and it's not an issue. For somebody else, it might be. And I think during times where we have ammunition shortages or other shortages like that, you have to make a decision. For those of you who apparently can't hit the broadside of a barn if you don't go to the range every week, I can understand why the ammunition shortage is making you so upset. For the rest of us, we were prepared because we already stockpiled ammo. And here I should answer the question that keeps getting asked that people don't keep giving a direct answer to, including myself. How much ammo should you have? You should have enough ammo to provide for the way you shoot. For example, if you're a competitive shooter and you're shooting 50,000 rounds a year, you should have 50,000 rounds, right? If you're somebody who goes to the range once or twice a year, 200, 300, 400 rounds might be plenty. I think it really depends on, because there are some of you out there that are trying to make 100 YouTube videos this year and you're complaining because you can't get ammo to shoot the guns that keep getting sent to you for T&E. And it's like most people don't want to hear that because they don't get the free guns, okay? And there are those of you out there that go to the range for relaxation. It's kind of like golfing or bowling or something else for you. And when you can't go relax, it can get to you. But there are other ways to channel that and find another outlet. So I'm not saying we should have to deal with an ammo shortage. We shouldn't. And I'm not saying we should have to deal with some of the other restrictions that are on us right now. We shouldn't. But this has happened before, people, and we got through it before. So we'll get through it again. So hopefully that kind of answered the question. You should have as much as what fits why you're out shooting. And for me, I've got more than enough because I don't go out to the range constantly. I'm usually busy with other projects, errands, work, things like that. And as much as I would love to get the family down to the range, right now the way they're running it because of the whole COVID thing, it's just really not practical for us right now. So the ammunition will just sit there and gather dust. But moving right along, this weekend I picked up a few items that kind of I've needed and I've just never gotten before, and I'm kind of glad that what ended up happening, I ended up needing some tools for black powder that I've never needed before, never used before, and fortunately it was available. So I ended up picking up what they call a nipple wrench. Now, a nipple is what you place the percussion cap on a percussion revolver or on a musket or something like that, right? On a muzzle loader. And there's different size nipples. Back in the day, they called them cones. How the name got changed to nipple, I don't know, but this is for a number 11. Now, this is actually too big. I need one for a number 10, but I've got this now, and I tried to make it work. It didn't work. I'm going to keep it because eventually I will use it. And this is a ramrod accessory kit for 50 cal, and the reason I got it was for this bullet puller. And I've never had a bullet puller up to now. I've never had a need for a bullet puller up to now. This weekend, I had the need. They had this in stock. The rest of this I may not use, or I may not use for a while, but really I just wanted that, and it came in handy. Hopefully I can make a video about how to use it, or at least how I figured out how to use it. So I didn't follow any instructions or whatnot. I just kind of put two and two together, and it worked. and I got this T-handle here to use with the bullet puller. So I ended up getting some black powder tools. It's always good to have all kinds of tools and accessories in your range gear, and these are definitely going to come in handy in the future. While I was there, I picked up some pipe cleaners that are good for black powder. They're really good for anything, and they are made in America, so that was important to me. I went to where I was shooting without all my cleaning gear. I forgot to bring patches, so I picked up more patches. Pro Shot is a brand I buy quite often. They're American made. I've never had an issue with them. They're a fair price. So I have these here, but I didn't have them with me. So now I just ended up with more. You can never have enough cleaning supplies. And then the main thing I was really looking for was this. I needed some powder that I could use for multiple calibers. I went looking in my reload manual at one caliber I'm looking to get into reloading, and I said, well, I don't want to just buy a powder for that caliber and it doesn't fit anything else. So what I did was I checked several other calibers that I either reload or I plan to reload in the future, and this fits them. As a matter of fact, it was the only powder I could find all the way across the board that would work for all of my needs. So I went looking for this. They had 2 of them in the store, and I picked up one. So now I can add that to my plethora of powder. And while I was there, I said, I need to get some reload supplies, some other reload supplies if they have them. So I picked up 500 pistol primers. Because, you can't get primers right now. And I didn't want these are small pistol primers. I didn't want the small pistol primers to fill alone, so I picked up 100 large pistol, even though I've got plenty of them up there. And I typically don't buy 500 at a time, but because of what's going on, I'm teaching myself a lesson and saying, more often you need to buy 1,000 primers at a time. You'll get that volume discount, but to buy 1,000 primers at a time, which I've done before, I just don't do very often. I usually buy 100, 200 at a time. I don't reload in large batches. Once again, it's just like the whole, how much ammo should you have of each caliber? How many reload supplies should you have? Well, if you reload small batches like me, like you're only doing, 100 to 400 rounds at a time, you really don't need a whole lot of supplies. I need a variety of powders because I reload a variety of calibers, and I need to have every size primer because I use every size, but for the most part, I don't need to be buying 50,000 primers at a time. There are other people out there that need that sort of thing. So work within your means and work within your needs, but also be ready for times where there are these shortages, whether there's an explanation for them or not. And because of that philosophy that I should start buying 1,000 primers at a time, I grabbed another 500 small pistol, so now I've got 1,000 more small pistol. And then I picked up the CCI for 7.62 because I'm doing some 30-06 reloading right now, and I have plenty of these up there. But I thought I'd go ahead and grab another 500, and then I just don't have to think about it later. And I couldn't just ignore the fact that I will be shooting more black powder. And although I have lots of number 10s and number 11s, I thought I'd go ahead and pick up 200 more number 10s because I'm right there. Now, right then and there, even if they marked up the price a little bit, which, let's see, these were $6. No, that's not marked up. Even if they marked up the price a little bit, I'm saving so much money on hazmat fees. Yeah, well, not that it's really that much. Hazmat fees are, I think, like about $17 added to shipping and handling. So let's see. Do I see here the price for the percussion caps? Yeah, these were $5 per 100. So that's about normal. I pay about, I'd say, $4 to $6 for every 100. I also picked up a cleaning brush set for a caliber that I'm looking to get into reloading. So that comes in handy. And I picked up a little something that I might give away to somebody. So, see, you can go down there looking for reload supplies, but end up picking up other necessities that you need. And almost everything here is American made, too. So you're supporting American jobs. You're keeping our industry going. But I know some of you are wondering, well, did you pick up ammo? Did you get ammo? Yeah, I got some ammo. I picked up some 6.5 Carcano. I picked up 40 rounds of that. Let's see. What did that cost? That was, let me look at the old receipt here. That was $18.50 a box. So this is 50 cents more than what I would normally pay online. But I didn't have to pay shipping. So, call it good. And then I picked up 100 rounds of 380. And let's see, 380 was, $20 a box. And that's not too bad for 380. I know some people, it's Winchester White Box. I've never had a problem with Winchester White Box, so I don't know what everybody's crying about. But, yeah, I mean, 380 costs more than 9mm. It doesn't make any sense to me, but it does. And then you're probably going, well, yeah, but you probably didn't find any 9mm. I only grabbed 200 rounds while I was there, and that's only because they shoved it in my face and said, go on, take it. And you're probably going, yeah, you got raked over to Kohl's. No, it was $60, so it's about $15 a box if you break it down. And you might go, well, it's been costing $8 or $9. Yeah, it has, but $15 a box wasn't unusual 1 or 2 years ago. And if you were into guns 1 or 2 years ago, you'd know that. So for me, $15 a box for 9mm is not just this jacked up price. And I mean, I really didn't need it, but they were like, come on, take it. And it's, whatever. So, and of course, did I get more stocking stuffers? Well, of course I did. I picked up some more 22 long rifle stocking stuffers for this Christmas, doing a little Christmas shopping. Now, these are velocitors, which I don't think we've ever shot these before. They're supposed to be really fast, so they shouldn't have any problem cycling. And that's what I ended up picking up over the Labor Day weekend. So over Independence Day weekend, I went out shopping and I found some deals and I found some supplies and I grabbed some stuff that I could use. And here, the next holiday weekend, I'm out doing the same thing. So will I go shopping over Thanksgiving Day weekend? I don't know, maybe. It really just depends on what's going on. And I can't really predict any of that stuff. But if I'm out looking for one thing, and I have the means, and I can find the other things, and they're really not marked up, why not? I'm really glad I picked up this black powder stuff, because it's going to come in handy in the future. Now I've got plenty of reload supplies to make sure that I can carry myself through. I mean, I had plenty up there, but now I've got even more. And I didn't go and buy out the whole store. And I really didn't see a lot of people going and buying out the whole store either. There were a lot of people going in, like husbands going in with their wives or bringing the whole family, and everybody walked out with one box of 9mm because they were one box per customer per day. And there was a line to get in the store before they opened, and there was a line at the register. But the registers ran pretty quick, and although they were keeping stuff behind the counter and you had to ask for it, they were rationing how much they give everybody. Now, 200 rounds per person, especially if you bring the whole family and everybody grabs a box, that ought to be enough for a range day. For some of you, 200 rounds in a day at the range isn't enough. And once again, this is, you've got to plan for this stuff. If you need 1,000 rounds a day to go to the range, you should be prepared for this, to include maybe getting into reloading, something a lot of you grumble about and say, I don't want to get into. But I would say that it's out there. I mean, they had tons of this stuff. Tons of it. They gave me a box, and they put 4 more boxes on the shelf to kind of make it look nice and neat. And the thing is, I think if a store offers a fair practice like that, where they're saying limit 1 box per customer, or limit so many primers per customer, so many pounds of powder, whatever it is, whatever there's a shortage of, then I think that they can keep everybody supplied with a fair amount to keep them from losing those perishable skills. Maybe not enough for them to do a range video with their free gun, or maybe not enough for them to practice for competition. But once again, within your means, within your financial means, and within the needs that you have, because we all go shooting for different reasons. So I thought I'd just share that with you. Go around, look for deals. Check out the local gun stores. When you're traveling, check out the gun stores when you're traveling. Check online. Sign up for email notifications. Have a credit card that comes in really handy. There are ways to get around or work within these shortages when they come up. And most importantly, learn from your past. If this is the first time you've ever been into guns and you're coming in during this, learn from this so that when there aren't shortages, you can stock up, you can be prepared, and next time there is a shortage, you can go ahead and make smart-ass videos like me. Thanks for watching.